Relationship. Sometimes it ends because people stop loving each other. Sometimes it ends because life takes them in different directions. But the story of Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater was more complicated than either of these reasons. For almost 3 years, millions of people watched their every move and waited for everything to fall apart. When the relationship finally ended, there was no public fight, no shocking interview. No one is blaming the other. So what really happened? Today we'll follow the complete story from where it began to why it ended so differently from what the world expected. Who Ariana Grande was before this story, before this relationship became one of Hollywood's biggest stories. Another story was already unfolding. It was Ariana Grande's story. She was born on June 26, 1993, in Boca Raton, Florida, and from a young age, performing felt like the only path she wanted to follow. That dream did not stay small for long. Millions first knew her as Cat Valentine on Victorious. Soon after, music changed everything. And one hit after another turned Ariana into one of the biggest pop stars in the world. By 2026, she had sold more than 80 million records and even earned an Oscar nomination for Wicked. But fame came with a price. Every relationship, every breakup, and every personal choice became public before she had the chance to live through it in private. That was the life Ariana was already living when a new movie brought someone unexpected into her world. The end of another chapter. Before Ethan Slater entered the picture, Ariana Grande was already closing another chapter of her life. She married Dalton Gomez in February 2021 at a small private wedding. By early 2023, that marriage had quietly come to an end. She chose not to turn the breakup into a public story. There were no public arguments, and no one was blamed. When the separation became public later that year, Wicked was already filming in the United Kingdom. That timing quickly became the center of public attention. Many people focused on the headlines before they understood the timeline. To understand why, we first need to meet Ethan Slater. Who Ethan Slater was before Wicked. Ethan Slater's story began far from Hollywood. He was born on June 2, 1992 in Washington, D.C., and made his name on the Broadway stage. His biggest breakthrough came with SpongeBob SquarePants, the Broadway musical. That performance opened new doors. It earned him a Tony Award nomination and established him as one of Broadway's most talented young actors. People in the theater world respected him for his hard work and skill, not for celebrity headlines. Then a new opportunity arrived. He was cast as Boke in Wicked, a role that brought him onto one of Hollywood's biggest film sets. That was also where his path crossed with Ariana Grande, and the story took a turn that neither of them could have predicted. A life away from the spotlight. Away from the spotlight, Ethan Slater was living a very different life. He was married to his college sweetheart, Lily J., and in 2023, they welcomed their baby son. Then, news of his relationship with Ariana Grande became public. The reaction was immediate. Friends of Lily J said she was deeply hurt, and those comments quickly spread across the media. Within days, Ethan's years of success on Broadway were pushed into the background. The headlines had already decided who he was. Meanwhile, on the set of Wicked, another chapter was quietly beginning. Where their paths finally crossed in 2022 on the set of Wicked. Ariana Grande played Glinda, while Ethan Slater played Bok. The movie was filmed in the United Kingdom, where the cast worked together for many months. Long days on set brought the cast closer together. As time passed, Ariana and Ethan grew closer. Their relationship became public in July 2023, while both were already going through separate breakups. The news spread before either of them spoke publicly. Within hours, headlines around the world turned a private relationship into one of Hollywood's biggest stories. The world reacts. When the relationship became public in July 2023, the internet reacted almost instantly. Many Ariana Grande fans were disappointed, while others defended her. The strongest support went to Lily J, Ethan Slater's former wife. The headlines spread faster than the facts. Neither Ariana nor Ethan answered the criticism. They gave no interviews and posted no public defense. Instead, they stayed quiet while millions shared their own opinions. But something unexpected happened. The relationship that many people said would end within months kept going, holding on through the criticism. As the months passed, something unexpected happened. Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater stayed together despite the constant criticism. They supported each other's work and quietly shared important moments together. Slowly, the headlines became less certain. By late 2025, reports said their relationship was still strong. Some sources even claimed they were thinking about taking the next step together. It looked like they had made it through the hardest part. But the most important chapter of their relationship was still happening behind closed doors, and almost nobody knew it was already coming to an end. A quiet ending behind closed doors. By early 2026, the relationship still looked strong from the outside. As late as March 2026, Ariana Grande was speaking warmly about Ethan Slater, and reports said they were working through their challenges. But the full story was happening in private. The relationship had already quietly come to an end months before anyone knew. Neither Ariana nor Ethan rushed to tell the world. They chose privacy over headlines. Then, on June 8, 2026, news of their breakup was finally reported. Only then did people learn that the relationship had been over for quite some time. The news becomes public then. On June 8, 2026, the news finally became public. TMZ first reported that Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater had quietly separated months earlier. Soon after, People and several other major news outlets confirmed the same story. But one detail stood out. Every report described the breakup as amicable, thoughtful, and respectful. There was no public blame. No third person was accused. After 3 difficult years, they chose to end the relationship with kindness instead of conflict. Moving forward, when the breakup became public, both of them were already looking ahead. Ariana Grande had started her Eternal Sunshine tour and was getting ready to release her new album Petal. Reports said she was doing well and focusing on her music. Ethan Slater was also moving forward. With Wicked and its sequel, he was building the next stage of his acting career. The relationship ended, but their stories did not. After 3 unforgettable years, both chose to leave the past behind and focus on the future. Climax. Looking back, this relationship was never as simple as the headlines made it seem. Many people made up their minds in 2023, long before the full story had unfolded. But over the next 3 years, Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater stayed together despite the constant attention. That changes the way this story is remembered. When the relationship finally ended, they chose a quiet, respectful goodbye rather than a public fight. Sometimes, the loudest headlines miss the most important truth. The ending was not built on drama. It was built on 2 people deciding it was time to move forward. And perhaps that is the part of this story that deserves to be remembered most. Outro. From the set of Wicked in 2022 to a quiet goodbye in 2026, this relationship followed a path that few people expected. For 3 years, Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater lived under constant public attention. In the end, they chose to walk away with respect instead of drama. That is the full story. If you enjoyed this complete timeline, like this video and subscribe for more true celebrity documentaries. Now tell us in the comments, does the way this relationship ended change how you see how it began? Or has your opinion stayed the same?